What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some big news here coming in today. Just a little bit ago, former President Donald Trump has been convicted of 34 felony counts. Take a look here. Yeah, Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts in hush money trial. Historic first for a former U.S. president. The jury in the Manhattan, New York case found him guilty of all 34 felony charges of falsifying business records, where he paid the former adult star while he was married to his current wife, Melania. You guys can let me know your thoughts on that. He paid her hush money to keep her quiet and everything that kind of went along with that. If you're following the trial, they found him guilty of all 34 counts. All the jurors unanimously found him guilty. We're going to have some different opinions on this. I'll let you hear former President Donald Trump's statement here in a moment. Remember here that both sides, Trump's lawyers, which remember he can afford the best lawyers, and the DA, the district attorney's side, they both kind of get to pick the jury. Okay, remember this is, they say it's a jury of your peers, so a jury of Trump's peers. Trump's gonna say that, oh, it's rigged, everything was rigged against him. You'll get to hear a statement here in a second. Remember that they got to help pick the jury, okay? So they got to disqualify any jurors that they didn't like, and they got to, disqualify any jurors that they felt like were against them, et cetera, and they got to actually pick jurors to kind of go on there. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. And all 34 jurors were unanimous in this decision, this weeks-long trial. Now, former President Donald Trump will be able to appeal this decision. So this will likely drag on for months and go most likely. So first of all, there's going to be a sentencing on July 11th. The sentencing will be decided by the judge, even though the jury of his peers was who decided on the 34 felony counts whether or not he was guilty or not. On the 34 felony counts which he's been guilty on, so he is actually a felon now on 34 counts, unless the appeals process happens and then he's later found not guilty. However, that process will likely take a long time, and if he is not disqualified for running for president, he is still the Republican candidate for president. Okay, so this will likely still run into the election in November, which is, not that long away. We're looking at June here, not that far away. And then we run into November here in only a few months. And we pretty much already have the two candidates, Biden and Trump. Trump will be turning 78 years old here on June 14th. And Biden is 81. Okay, so then you could kind of imagine if they're either one of them is elected, add 4 years onto their presidency, and we have 80-plus-year-old presidents. Kind of makes you wonder. Remember that actually some states actually have laws on judges being too old at certain ages, like age 70. But I digress. You guys can let me know your thoughts here on that. Here is what former President Donald Trump, what his statement on what he said after he was the announcement by the jury of him being convicted on 34 felony accounts. Take a listen here.
Hold on. Here's former President
This
Donald
was
Trump.
a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end, and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one, with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and former President Donald Trump had previously said that if a presidential candidate was indicted on crimes, just charged on crimes, that they shouldn't be allowed to run for presidency. He had said this previously with Hillary Clinton. And now he's not only been charged with crimes, but actually found guilty by a jury of 34 felony accounts. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on that. And of course, we're going to have a lot of people who are Trump supporters to the core that are going to be like, I'm still voting for Trump. And you're going to have, people who are anti-Trump or are Biden supporters to the core that are going to be like, oh, great. But I think you're going to have a lot of people that are maybe in the middle that are going to be like, that this is going to be like, well, I'm not going to vote for him because, this is maybe the deciding factor. Where maybe beforehand they were thinking about voting for him because of whatever other reason. You guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Obviously, this is a very unprecedented thing. And, this was decided by a jury. So this is a major thing. And 34 felony accounts, and he's going to be sentenced on July 11th. But then he will be able to appeal it, which could be a very long process, and that could go and be dragged on until after the election. So maybe even most likely be dragged on until after the election. So whether or not he will see any prison time or not, and again, if he wins the election, he'll just get 4 years of immunity. And remember that he's got several other cases as well. So who knows what will actually end up happening with all of these other cases to play out, and even this case to play out as well. And a lot of people's political opinions is going to decide how they look at this. If you've known me for a long time, I tend to not really, I'm definitely not far right. I'm definitely not far left. I like to just look at information and look at a case and just say, what's actually happening with this, So, and I honestly think that we will see some political backlash of this. We have the Republicans going after Hunter Biden as well. And I honestly think that whenever Joe Biden is out of office, they'll probably see a little bit of backlash there as well. I think that they'll probably go after Joe Biden for something as well. I think that we have a very kind of tit for tat type of political atmosphere right now. Now, whether or not Joe Biden wins or Joe Biden loses will play into that, because whether or not that happens here after November or that's pushed 4 years out from now, we will see. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Obviously, this is a big, big day. And what will happen out of this, there's going to be a lot of political turmoil out of all this. So I'll keep you up to date here with everything happening here in our country on a daily basis. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new details here on our YouTube channel. Click here to see why France may have started World War III, or click here to see the next $1 trillion stimulus being pumped into the US economy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.